I'm mad. The one chip challenge. I did it. My video stopped recording. And now we're here. So, the one chip challenge. If you didn't know, the one chip challenge is exactly what it says. It's the one chip challenge. All right. So, since this didn't record for me, I thought it would still be a good idea to do this video because I actually put some research into the chip. There's a big controversy with this chip. Obviously, I did it. I'm fine. I'm okay. It is intensely hot. It's so hot. It like kind of gave me a head high. Still kind of like riding that out right now because literally 20 minutes ago, I can't stress this enough. 20 minutes ago, I found out that the entire video was lost. That was awful. I had to drink a bunch of water. I had to drink milk. I actually couldn't. I didn't have any lactose-free milk, so I had to drink regular milk. So it's gonna be a great stomach ache later. Okay. Anyways, I'm complaining. I know. I'm complaining. I shouldn't complain. We're still doing the video though because I did do research, like I said, into this chip, and I actually wanted to kind of change the video into why you shouldn't seek this out. Because after I did it, my first thought was, oh, I should buy another chip and I'll just do the video again. And when I did look it up, the chip is now like $50 to buy. When I bought it, it was like 20 something, which I thought was reasonable for a challenge thing. But now it's skyrocketing because they took this chip down because of all this controversy that I want to get into. So now it's just skyrocketing. So one, it's way too expensive to recommend it to people. And two, when I initially recorded, there was something that I didn't completely check into and flush out that the chip contains that afterwards I looked it up to make sure I was right, and I was. It does contain a certain um, chemical, in it. So I want to get into it because I don't think this chemical is a really good idea to ingest.
Okay, Editor John here. Before I get too far into the video, something that I forgot to mention is that all peppers contain the chemical that I will be discussing later, except for bell peppers. That being said, peppers contain this chemical in varying amounts, but from the article I found and go over later, there was a very large amount found in the one chip challenge. So it's more about the dangers of ingesting large amounts of the chemical rather than ingesting the chemical in any capacity. Uh, Thanks and welcome to my TED Talk. Back to the video.
And with that, I learned that I really like spicy foods. Every year I do a hot ones party at my house where I cook up a bunch of wings. Me and my friends get together and we try to do the entire hot one. When you're picking out a hot sauce, I'm kind of just saying you do a little bit of research in what's in it. And like, obviously, I'm fine and I'm okay, but I'm going to get into it. There are certain aspects if you have conditions that you should stay away from this chemical because it can cause some really messed up stuff. So with that, I want to talk about the chip first. I want to talk about what it is, what it's made out of, and get into the packaging and stuff. Just because I feel like I do owe it somewhat of a review still, because my ideas on it haven't changed. More just the negligence part of this. So, all right. I am gonna read some of my script because I did script some of this out explaining the this. So if I'm looking back and forth now, it is what it is. but most of this is just from the hip, because I don't know, I really changed my mind after doing the challenge on how I wanted to do this video. So with that, the one chip challenge uses seasonings from two of the spiciest peppers in the world, really. It's the Carolina Reaper and the Naga Viper Reaper, or pepper, sorry. Um, for context, a jalapeno is like 8,000 Scoville, and the Scoville chart is crazy all over the place. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it's I'll put up the Scoville. Um, and the Scoville level is just how hot something is at the end of the day. There's a math to it and all that, but what I'm trying to say is if the Scoville level is really high, it's going to be really hot, or potentially be just really bad. So with that, jalapeno, 8,000 Scoville. These peppers, literally just each pepper is around 1.4 million on the Scoville. So it's crazy. I think some of the same peppers are used in the hot ones, and I'll say I've tried all those and they're amazing and they're good. I do suggest doing that, but stop when it gets too hot for you. Don't keep going if you need to. Peer pressure's not cool, okay? Don't pressure your friends into doing it. Pressure them a little bit. So, with this chip comes the controversy. I'll tell you the light side of it, and then we'll get kind of into what the pepper is, and then we're gonna end on, the really like the biggest reason why you shouldn't do this, unless you're a totally healthy human being with none of the issues that I'm going to talk of. You shouldn't do it. So some people experienced severe reactions to the chip, and there were even reports of serious health risks. Packy, the company behind the challenge, decided to pull it off the shelf for the safety concerns. And if you don't believe me, I mean, I guess I'll put it. I'm still getting used to being in here. I'll put it right here. But yeah, I'm like a news anchor, and this is going to be probably like the spot that I put stuff. Yeah. So right here, you can read it all the way through if you want. I'm not going to get super into it, but at the end of the day, it highlighted the risks of the trip and why they were going to pull it off. So, like I said, I still managed to be able to get it. This one is, I believe, the 2023 one. When I opened up the package, I got the 2023 one. I believe I couldn't find anything else besides this one that was out there. But I will say, due to this, the chip was incredibly stale. I had to chug water to actually like get it all the way down, which then just caused my stomach to immediately start gargling. But I'll deal with that. At the moment, I'm feeling okay though. Okay. So, before we get too far into it, I do want to say, I think the packaging is pretty cool. I will say that. It hasn't really changed, in my opinion. They kind of went for what it reminds me of, like the Liquid Death angle, where it's kind of like a little bit more like metal, which kind of fits with my aesthetic that I go for. So I'm partial. But yeah, I think it's cool packaging. Definitely something that would be kind of like a grab it and do it at a party kind of thing. It did come with this little banner, which they recommend like hashtagging them and stuff like that. This is how long you can last before you spiral out, and it's 1 minute harmless, 10 minutes slitherer, 30 minutes venomous, 1 hour apex predator. I'll say that it immediately hit, and there was really no like levels to it. It just like as soon as I finished getting it down, it was probably like 30 seconds afterwards that immediately my mouth was just at the same level for probably close to an hour, to be honest. This didn't help at all to keep the chip tasty at all. I opened it and you can still kind of smell it, and it smells awful. It smells really, really bad. Um, I can't even like really describe, I guess, what it smells like. I guess like it kind of tastes or smells like the bomb from the Hot Ones lineup, but like that one's like notoriously like supposed to taste bad and smell bad. That's what it reminds me of. But I feel like they're self-aware about it, and this I don't know what they were going for, but or maybe they didn't even think about the smell, but it was fine. Another thing to compare it to my last video when I did Dave's chicken, I liked that a lot because it was very flavorful, and it had the chicken with it, and it had the bread, and it had the coleslaw on it. So it was really good. With it just being on a chip, it's incredibly dry, and all you get is just the taste of the the flavor, you know, the seasoning that they put on it. That's all you taste. It covers up the corn taste altogether, and then you're just trying to get it down as fast as you can because it's your mouth starts, you know, like chunking up really bad. Chunking up. That sounds so gross. I don't know why I just said that. Ooh. Okay. So now to get into why this chip was taken off the market, really, and what led to the crazy health issues and irritation and stuff. So when I was doing my digging, I found some articles related to it, and obviously, like I said, the concern of the chip seasoning. It contained capsaicin. And you might be like, what is capsaicin? And I could just like put this up and be like, that's capsaicin. But like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I did bad in chemistry. I didn't do good, so I don't know what that means. So, capsaicin, the compound responsible for the spiciness of certain foods, because this isn't just this chip; it's other things too. I think a lot of people have kind of swayed away from using it because of this issue. So it's probably a lot safer now to do this or eat. It's probably a lot safer now to like eat spicy foods because of this issue, as bad as that sounds. So like I said, capsaicin can be responsible for the spiciness of in certain foods and can cause a range of reactions in the body. Now, normally capsaicin is used for ointments to relieve arthritis, stiff muscles, all that stuff. Like, think icy hot and stuff. Like, that's something consuming products with cap like this chip often leads to sensations of mouth irritation, pain, burning, intestinal discomfort. On the surface, it doesn't really sound initially any different from eating overly spicy foods, but like the stomach irritation I have right now is a lot more intense than when I ate Dave's chicken or when I eat hot like spicy ramen, or if I even do the Hot Ones challenge. Like, I don't really have a lot of stomach discomfort at the end. It's mostly because I overate, if anything, because like it's a lot of chicken. So in some cases, capsaicin consumptions can cause serious health issues. These include difficulty breathing, allergic reactions, chest pain, irregular heartbeat, and in rare instances, heart attacks or strokes. Large amounts of capsaicin may also trigger severe vomiting, which can cause obviously damage to your esophagus. I can't tell you how many times when I was like rinsing my mouth out and stuff, I don't know if it's because I drank the milk and it kind of like churned up for a little bit there, that I did have this overwhelmingly like feeling to vomit, which is awful. I hate vomiting, so like I will force every muscle to keep that it in me, you know. Um, so I was like, I'm not gonna do this. The other thought was I don't want to throw up because that's just going to add to the spiciness. I'm going to get it in my nose. I'm going to get it like everywhere. Um so I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not throwing up. I'm not throwing up, man. So, because of this risk, it's obviously important to exercise caution when things contain capsaicin. In particular, it's definitely not recommended to children, teenagers, individuals with any kind of food allergies, those that are obviously sensitive to spicy foods, because there are people like that out there. Also, this includes people with medical conditions like heart and lung disease, and obviously those that are pregnant. Like the stomach pain I have right now, I could not imagine what a pregnant woman would feel after doing this chip challenge. Like that would be awful. That sounds so bad. So now here's kind of the sad part. Most notably, and why I still kind of wanted to make this video to kind of warn people and educate them a little bit more on this topic, just because I do plan in the future to try more spicy foods, and I guess I want to get ahead of that and always say that, like, don't have to try the things I try in videos. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, you can just watch it and you can have a good time watching me try things when I do those kinds of videos. The big point of this story is a 14-year-old boy in 2023 actually did the one chip challenge. And supposedly it was like, if I can remember right, 20 minutes to an hour after he had it, he passed away. Now I looked it up and I made sure they did say that he had a large amount of capsaicin in his system, and he died of a cardiopulmonary arrest. So it's pretty much a heart attack. It was found out that he had a congenital heart defect and an enlarged heart, and like obviously that falls under the guidelines of, hey, you probably shouldn't do this, but like some people don't know that they have this issue, or even like when you look at the packaging, like it never really specifically says like, you know, hey, you shouldn't do this or blah 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 blah. Like it has warnings, but it's almost similar to like vapes for kids. Like kids are going to want to try it. Kids want to try things. That's something that they want to do. So like teenagers especially, and young adults want to go out and try things. They're going to pick this up and do it, and they're not even going to think about it. And somebody has an allergy or a congenital heart defect, passes away because of this. So in all, like, this video got really ranty and I apologize for that. But I'm glad if you stuck around. I'm very, very happy that you stuck around for this weird rant of a video. And hopefully you learned something, because I kind of got this weird itch now to maybe do some more educational videos where I get into some stuff. I don't know. It might be fun. I also have like reaction content planned and cosplay content planned. So, you know, I can't say that it's going to be next week that I'm going to have another one of these videos, but we'll see. But again, if you're still sticking around and you watch this weird rant, thank you. Have a great weekend. And I don't recommend doing this. See ya in the next video.